Dear students, today I will teach you a lessons on textual grammar from Leela's friend. Transformation of sentence. Transformation of sentences. You have learned so many grammatical items, and now today you will go through several examples on text-based grammars, on transformation or conversion of sentences from Leela's friend. Now take your exercise book and pen to follow my examples. Now I will write down the sentences. Mr. Shivshankar was standing in the front veranda of his house. Mr. Shivshankar was standing in the front veranda of his house. He was brooding over the servant problem. He was brooding, brooding, over the servant problem. Servant problem. Here, Mr. Shivshankar was standing in the front veranda of his house. He was brooding over the servant problem. Here, if these two sentences are given and the instruction is join the sentences into a simple sentence. And complex sentence. Now, do as directed. According to the instruction given, you will have to change or join the sentences. Join the sentences into a simple sentence and complex sentence. For the first time, if you want to join the sentences into a simple sentence, by the use of participle, you may join the sentences. Here, if you join the sentences in this way, for the first time, now join into simple sentences. Simple sentence. Mr. Shivshankar was standing in the front veranda of his house, brooding over the servant problem. Brooding over the servant problem. Mr. Shivshankar was standing in the front veranda of his house, brooding over the servant problem. Here, this is a sentence using the participle which has been converted into a simple sentence. Here Mr. Shivshankar was standing in the front veranda of his house, brooding over the servant problem. Here brooding is the word which has been used in the present participle. Brooding over the servant problem. Brooding is used here as the present participle. So at the time of joining the sentences into a simple sentence, by the use of present participle, you may join the sentences into simple sentence. Mr. Shivshankar was standing in the front veranda of his house, brooding over the servant problem. But if you join the sentences in this way, standing in the front veranda of his house, standing in the front veranda of his house. Another example, standing in the front veranda, front of his house, standing in the front veranda of his house, Mr. Shivshankar was brooding, BROODING, brooding over the servant problem. Now see, here in the first answer, brooding is the participle word, present participle word. Was standing is the verb. One finite verb is used in the first sentence, was standing, and brooding is used in the present participle. But in the second answer, standing is used here as the present participle. Standing in the front veranda of his house, Mr. Shivshankar was brooding over the servant problem. Here, was brooding is the finite verb used in the second sentence. One finite verb. If there is one finite verb in a sentence, then it is called a simple sentence. A simple sentence is the one, according to the characteristic feature of simple sentence. A simple sentence is the one which consists of only one finite verb. If there is only one finite verb in a sentence, then it is called simple sentence. So, in this sentence, for the first time in your answer, Mr. Shivshankar was standing in the front veranda of his house, brooding over the servant problem. Brooding here is used as a non-finite verb. That is, present participle is used in order to make the finite verb non-finite. In the second answer, standing has been used in the present participle. It is used as a non-finite verb. That is, present participle. Standing in the front veranda of his house, Mr. Shivshankar was brooding over the servant problem. In this sentence, one finite verb is also there. So this is a simple sentence. So if such type of sentences are given and you are asked to join the sentences into a simple sentence, you may join the sentences in this way. But now follow the complex sentence. Here, if there is the instruction given for you to to join the sentences into a complex sentence, what type of sentence will you make? Now see, Mr. Shivshankar is the antecedent. The second answer, Mr. Shivshankar. This is the antecedent. Who was standing in the front veranda of his house. Front veranda of his house was brooding over the servant problem. Mr. Shivshankar, who was standing in the front veranda of his house, was brooding over the servant problem. Here now see, who was standing in the front veranda of his house. Here this is used as the subordinating adjective clause or relative clause. Mr. Shivshankar was brooding over the servant problem. This is used as a principal clause. Here one principal clause with one subordinating clause is used in this sentence. So this is a complex sentence. Mr. Shivshankar, who was standing in the front veranda of his house, was brooding over the servant problem. But here, if you are asked to join the sentences into compound sentence, what type of sentence will you make them? Then you will have to make the sentence in this way. Mr. Shivshankar was standing in the front veranda of his house and Mr. Shivshankar was standing in the front veranda of his house and brooding over the servant problem. Here in this way, you will have to join the sentences into a compound sentence. Then you will have to write the sentence in this way. Suppose join into compound sentence. Into a compound sentence. You will have to join the sentences into compound sentence in this way. Mr. Shivshankar was standing in the front veranda of his house and brooding over the servant problem. Mr. Shivshankar was standing in the front veranda of his house. And brooding over the servant problem. Here, Mr. Shivshankar was standing, was brooding. These were the two main clauses combined by the coordinating conjunction and. Such type of main clauses are combined here by the use of coordinating conjunction. And whenever you will see such type of two or more than two main clauses combined by the use of coordinating conjunction, then such type of sentence is called compound sentence. So in this way, you may join the sentences into compound sentence. Now, write down another example. Sir, do you want a servant? Sir, do you want a servant? A-C-R-V-A-N-T. Do you want a servant? Sita asked. Sir, do you want a servant? Here, if this speech has been taken from Leela's friend and now you are asked to convert the speech into indirect narration. Change the narration or speech. Change the narration or speech. Here, now see, sir is used here at the beginning. Here this is the word which is used in order to address someone. Here as it is the text-based sentence, you may take Mr. Shivshankar as sir. Here, sir, do you want a servant? Sita asked. Here this is the conversation between Mr. Shivshankar and Sita. Here Sita wanted to know from Mr. Shivshankar. As it has been read by you and it is the textual grammar. So you may take Mr. Shivshankar as sir. So addressing Mr. Shivshankar as sir, Sida asked if he wanted a servant. But here sir is used to address Mr. Shivshankar. So it is the case of address. This or such type of word is used in order to indicate case of address or vocative case. Nominative case, objective case, possessive case and case of address. Here sir is used in order to express vocative case or case of address. So at the time of converting the speech into indirect one, you will have to write Sida asked politely, Politely. Such type of word is to be removed by the use of politely. Sida asked politely. Then you will have to see whether the speech is in statement formation or interrogative formation. Here, as it is the interrogative formation, here you will have to use the reporting verb asked, Sida asked, then politely. Politely is the word which has been used in order to replace the word sir. Sida asked politely. Then you will have to use a conjunction, that is if or whether, WHETHER. Sida asked politely if or whether. Then you will have to make the speech into a statement formation. The interrogative speech will be converted into a statement formation. Sida asked politely if or whether. Then you will have to make the statement formation, subject, verb and object formation. So in this way you will have to convert the speech. Here now see, here you is the subject, do plus want, this is the present indefinite verb. Now see, here asked is used as the past indefinite form. The reporting verb has been used in the past indefinite form or past tense. And if there is the verb used in the past tense in the reporting verb, and the verb of the reported speech will be changed accordingly. Here the present indefinite verb will be converted into past indefinite forms. So you will have to write if or whether, then you will be converted into he. Sida asked politely if or whether he. Then the present indefinite verb do plus want. Do is the auxiliary verb. Do plus want is equal to want. Want. This is the present indefinite verb. So it will be changed into past indefinite form. If or whether he wanted, WANTED, wanted. Next, a servant, SERVANT, servant. Sida asked politely if or whether he wanted a servant. In this way, you will have to convert the speech. Now, write down another textual sentence. Where were you before? He asked. Where were you before? He asked. Where were you before? He asked. Here now change the speech. Change the speech. So at the time of converting the speech into indirect formation, it is the direct narration in the interrogative formation. So now you are going to convert the speech into indirect narration. Where were you before? He asked. You will have to write the answer. He asked. He asked. He asked. Next, where were you before? Here this is the speech used with the WH word. As there is the use of WH word at the beginning of the speech, you cannot use any conjunction if or whether. Here, where will be the word which will be used. Here just as the conjunction. Where. He asked where. Next, the subject, you. Here, he will be used. He asked where he. Next, where is the past indefinite verb? It will be converted into past perfect. Had been. Where he had been before. He asked where he had been before. Next, write down the sentence. Why did they send you away? Did they send you away? Send you away. Why did they send you away? This is the sentence. Why did they send you away? Mr. Shiva Shankar asked. Why did they send you away? Mr. Shiv Shankar asked. Now, convert it into indirect speech. Change into indirect speech. Indirect speech or indirect narration. What type of speech will you make? Mr. Shiv Shankar asked. In answer, you will have to write Mr. Shiv Shankar asked. Mr. Shiv Shankar asked. Why? WH word is there, so you cannot use if or whether. Here in this speech also, you will have to use why. Mr. Shiv Shankar asked why. Here the subject they. Why they. Here did plus sent. Did plus sent is equal to sent. As there is the past indefinite verb in the reported speech, and there is the verb used in the past tense as the reporting verb, you will have to convert the verb into past perfect formation. Mr. Shiv Shankar asked why they had. Why they had. Next, sent. S-E-N-T, sent. Subject plus had plus VT form. This has been used in the past perfect formation. Mr. Shiv Shankar asked why they had sent. Here you is the pronoun, second person pronoun. It is used as the object. So here you will have to convert the pronoun into the objective form. Mr. Shiv Shankar asked why they had sent him away. Why they had sent him away. This will be the answer. But if such type of sentence is there, why did they send you away? Suppose this sentence is given and change the voice. Change the voice of the sentence. Why did they send you away? If the sentence is taken from Leela's Fate in this way, and you are asked to convert the sentence into passive formation. Why did they send you away? Now see, here why is the WH word? Did plus send is equal to sent. They is the subject. You is the object. Send away, this is the verb. And here, now, for the first time, it is better to use the statement formation, not to make any mistake. Here, they sent, did plus send is equal to sent, sent, they is the subject, sent is the verb, you away. They sent you away. You is the object. Now convert the sentence into passive formation. Here you is the object which has been converted into subject. You. Here as it is the V2 formation, that is past indefinite tense is used. So you will have to use the verb was or were. As there is the subject you used in the sentence, you will have to use were. You were. Next, the V3 form sent away. Sent away by. Here they will be converted into the objective form them. You were sent away by them. They sent you away. You were sent away by them. But you will have to use the WH word, because the sentence, why did they send you away? This is the sentence which has to be converted into the passive structure. So you will have to use the passive structure with the use of WH word at the beginning. Why? Next, the sentence will be converted into interrogative formation, as there is the interrogative sentence. Why next? Where you sent away by them. Why were you sent away by them? This is the answer. Mr. Shivshankar was unable to make up his mind. Next sentence. Mr. Shivshankar was unable to make up his mind. To make up his mind. Mr. Shivshankar was unable to make up his mind. Suppose if this sentence is given and the instruction is convert the sentence into negative sentence. Make it negative. Negative sentence. Mr. Shivshankar was unable to make up his mind. So at the time of converting the sentence into negative formation, you will have to write the sentence in this way. Mr. Shivshankar was not able to make up his mind. Mr. Shivshankar was not able to make up his mind. Here, in this sentence, now see, not is the word which expresses negative sense. But at the time of converting the sentence into a negative sentence, you will have to use the opposite word of unable. Unable, able. Mr. Shivshankar was not able means Mr. Shivshankar was unable to make up his mind. So, In this way, you will have to convert the sentence into a negative sentence. But if the instruction is given in this way, suppose Mr. Shivshankar was unable to make up his mind. Use a modal. Use a modal. To rewrite the sentence. Use a modal to rewrite the sentence. So what type of sentence will you write? Or use verb of able. What type of sentence will you write? Then in answer, you will have to write the answer. Mr. Shivshankar could not. Here, as there is the use of past tense, you will have to use the past form of can, could. Mr. Shivshankar could not enable. E-N-A-B-L-E. Enable. Mr. Shivshankar could not enable. Next, himself. Mr. Shivshankar could not enable himself. Enable himself to make up his mind. To make up his mind. Mr. Shivshankar could not enable himself to make up his mind. Now see, here able is the adjective word which has been converted into a verb word in this way. Mr. Shivshankar could not enable himself to make up his mind. নিজেকে সক্ষম না করতে পারে। Mr. Shivshankar could not enable himself to make up his mind. But here, if you want to use only a modal verb to replace unable, that is inability of Mr. Shivshankar. To express inability of Mr. Shivshankar, you will have to use the sentence in this way. Mr. Shivshankar could not make up his mind. Mr. Shivshankar could not make up his mind. In this way, you may write the sentence. To replace the word unable, here you will have to use such type of modal verb, could not, in the negative sense. Mr. Shivshankar could not make up his mind. In this way, you may convert the sentence from one to another. But if you want to convert the sentence using the noun form of able, if you want to use the noun form, use noun of able. Noun of able. What type of sentence will you write? Mr. Shivshankar was unable. That is, Mr. Shivshankar did not have any ability. A-B-I-L-I-T-Y. Mr. Shivshankar did not have any ability to make up his mind. Make up his mind. Mr. Shivshankar did not have any ability to make up his mind. In this way, you may convert the sentence to replace the word unable by the use of by the use of noun of able. Mr. Shivshankar did not have ability to make up his mind. Suppose if the sentence is written, Mr. Shivshankar was unable to make up his mind. He called his wife. Second sentence, he called his wife. Mr. Shivshankar was unable to make up his mind. He called his wife. Here, if these two sentences are given and you are asked to join the sentences into a simple sentence, complex sentence, compound sentence. What type of sentence structure will you frame in order to join the sentences into simple sentence, complex sentence and compound sentence? For the first time, now see. Mr. Shivshankar was unable to make up his mind. He called his wife. So, for the first time, you will have to give the answer of the first instruction. Now you are going to join the sentences into simple sentence. Unable to make up his mind or being unable to make up his mind. Being unable to make up his mind. Mr. Shivshankar, being unable to make up his mind, Mr. Shivshankar called his wife. Being unable to make up his mind, Mr. Shivshankar called his wife. If you use such type of sentence structure by using present participle, being unable to make up his mind, being is the present participle word, which is used to join the sentences into a simple sentence. But here, the second instruction is given to join the sentences into complex sentence. But what type of joining formation will you make? Now see. Here, if you use the subordinating clause expressing cause or reason, you may join the sentences into complex sentence. You will have to join in this way. As Mr. Shivshankar was unable or since Mr. Shivshankar was unable to make up his mind, he called his wife. Since Mr. Shivshankar was unable to make up his mind, he called his wife. Or Mr. Shivshankar called his wife because or as he was unable to make up his mind. In this way also, you can join the sentences into complex sentence. But now the third instruction is given to join the sentences into compound sentence. Now see how to join the sentences into compound sentence. Now, the answer of the third instruction, joining of compound sentences. Mr. Shivshankar was unable to make up his mind, so he called his wife. Mr. Shivshankar was unable to make up his mind, and so he called his wife. In this way, if you join the sentences into a compound sentence by using two main clauses, Mr. Shivshankar was unable to make up his mind, so he called his wife. These are the two main clauses or principal clauses combined by the coordinating conjunction, and in this way you can join the sentences into compound sentence. So students, in this class you have learned so many formation of the sentences or joining or synthesis. I hope it will make you perfect by practice. And in my next class, I will also try my best to make you understand about the transformation of sentences by taking several textual sentences from Leela's friend. Thank you.